who's and what's and whys and wherefores. Here you'll find your what-nots and therefores. So come on along, let's find out what's going on. Where's and when's and who's and what's it's. No matter what your taste, you can trust it's the place where you can find all your new Disney news. Where's and when's and who's and what's it's. No matter what you taste, you can trust it's the place where you can find all your new Disney news.
Welcome to the Sweep Spot current events as of October 28th, 2022.
Yes. Happy Halloween, everybody.
That's right. Just a few days away. This is our current events episode where we talk about Disneyland news, current events, resort during that time period.
For mostly the last 2 weeks, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And up to this time when we're recording, and our main topic show, which comes out on the off weeks that this doesn't, that has more interviews and history and things like that. We talk to Imagineers, authors. We do a lot of history talk, former cast members, that sort of thing. And we have a great one coming up next week. But for this show, we're going to be talking about our current events, but I also wanted to mention that we're both former Disneyland Custodial cast members, and
absolutely, yes.
Disneyland, yeah.
And we are also authors.
We are.
We have 2 books about Disneyland, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have them signed and autographed on our website. You can purchase. Well, the books are. Yeah, they're on the website, but you can buy them on the website, and they will
called
come.
Cleaning the Kingdom, by the
right.
way. So don't want to forget that.
Yeah, and the audiobooks. We also have audiobooks that come on USB drives, and they come in wonderful boxes. They look really nice. And those are signed.
Yeah, those are really neat, folks. Seriously, if you haven't checked those out, you should check them out. They come with the audiobook, but they also come with a few extras.
Yeah.
And those people who bought those say they get really excited about those. So
yeah, you can get those
out
for a limited time. So definitely, if you're thinking about getting one of those, you may want to hurry. So
yeah, so we are former Disneyland Custodial cast members, and you can check out our official website, thesweepspot.com, and you can leave a review about this podcast if you like it. But because we do have that website, we put our current events, the notes for the current events there. So if you want to read the entire story that we talk about, you can do that by clicking through there. So shall we get into it?
We shall.
All right. Well, from the Orange County Register, Jennifer Tanaka, Disneyland announces details for Disney Festival of Holidays. And as they point out, Disneyland Resort's holiday festivities officially commenced on Friday, November 11th, and will run through January 8th with odes to Diwali, Christmas, Navidad, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and Three Kings Day. So for Diwali, the Disneyland Hotel began the celebration early by serving an Indian chai or chisha tea. I don't know if I mispronounced that or not. At the coffee house. The beverage is available on the menu until January 9th. And there is the Blue 13 Dance Company is actually joining other performers such as Mariachi Divas, Mostly Kosher, Fat Cat Swinger, and the Mistletoes on Friday, November 11th for the kickoff of Disney Festival of Holidays in DCA. So make your plans now, folks, all right? The seasonal entertainment this year at DCA includes Mickey's Happy Holidays character celebration and the salsa, cumbia, merengue, and rock Latino music of Tina and the Sounds of Celebration. So during the day, the Disney Viva Navidad street party returns with the Three Caballeros, a 12-foot tall Moji Ganja puppets. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Wow.
Shaped like Santa and Mrs. Claus, along with Mickey Mouse and Minnie dressed in their fiesta finest. At night, World of Color Season of Light will light up Paradise Gardens Park at DCA. And for guests wearing the new Magic Band Plus devices, the nighttime experience will be enhanced with pulsating vibrations and flashing lights in sync with the music. Now, if you're sitting there going, let me tell you how to pronounce that correctly. Well, see, once a month, we'd actually record these with a chat room with our Patreon supporters. So if you go to Patreon and search for The Sweep Spot, you can become a Patreon supporter and you can join us once a month as we record the current events. And then you can correct me and you can give you can give me what for and how. A Christmas Fantasy Parade is going to be back at Disneyland Park. There's also going to be Believe in Holiday Magic fireworks. So you know how it gets for the holidays, the parks. They really go all out. It includes Santa at Critter Country and new holiday merchandise on Main Street. There's some Spirit jerseys and the Sleeping Beauty Castle is going to be all decked out with the icicles. For guests seeking a more in-depth look at how the park celebrates the season, the holiday time at the Disneyland Resort tour returns. Okay, so the 2.5-hour guided walking tour includes stories about Walt Disney and details about the decor. The experience continues with guests setting sail on It's a Small World, which is decorated for the holidays. The tour ends on Main Street, USA, where guests access a reserved viewing for a Christmas Fantasy Parade. So, if you'd like to get the guided tour, that's something you can look into. Remember, our last topic episode, we had Nathan Ike, who was a tour guide for a while. So if you want to listen to the previous episode, you can hear him talk about being a tour guide and some of the other roles he had. So we mentioned in that story Disneyland Magic Band Plus. So that is another Orange County Register story from Charlie Vargas. Disneyland introduces Magic Band Plus wearable tech devices. Here's how they work. So we have been talking about this for a few episodes now. But as they say in this story, guests in the vicinity of World of Color in DCA and Fantasmic in Disneyland and other shows can experience illumination and vibration in sync with those displays as one of several features included with the Magic Band Plus wearable device. The device resembles a watch with a band that features various designs, including Disney-inspired themes such as princesses, the iconic castle, and Jack Skellington. Other designs include Marvel characters, Spider-Man and Iron Man. The device is rechargeable. Now, see, the Spider-Man device should shoot out webs, but, The device is rechargeable and includes a USB charging cable. See, that's a real reason to get it, is the charging cable. One of the most immersive experiences that the Magic Band Plus offers is the Star Wars Batuu Bounty Hunters set at Disneyland Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. The activity is a scavenger hunt in which guests get assigned a bounty at an assignment station near the entrance of the Black Spire outpost. Bounty hunters will know they're going the right way when their device activates with a flashing green light and vibrations. The device will flash red and vibrate if the guest goes the wrong way. if the guest is colorblind, who knows what happens. But once the guest has found their bounty, the device will flash purple, and they can tap their Magic Band Plus on their phone with the Play Disney Parks app open to the augmented reality thermal viewer feature. The app will then load a scanner that can be tapped to show a virtual screening of the bounty they were assigned. Once the bounty is captured, guests can return to their assignment post and receive galactic credits from local bounty hunter guild master Raga Bao, or Bua, or something. I'm not with it enough to know the pronunciations. Other features of the Magic Band Plus bracelet allow guests to connect their theme park tickets or Magic Key passes in the Disneyland app. It can also be used to check into Lightning Lane entrances with valid Lightning Lane entries, and links Disney PhotoPass photographer captured photos to their Disney accounts. All settings, such as the colors of the LED lights, the haptic vibrations, and the gesture recognition, can be customized in the Disneyland app. They are, if you're running how much these cost, they're $34.99 to $44.95, and will be available at shopdisney.com or at select locations across the Disneyland Resort. That's.
What do you think of this, Ken? I don't know. I do know that a lot of people are gonna wait. Not a lot, but I know several people that said they just want to wait until more things are added that you can do with it, because like at Disney World, you can use it to get in your hotel if you're staying at a resort hotel. You can also use it to buy things, and you cannot do those two things yet. There's a couple other things they have at Disney World. I think when you're on an attraction, it like one of them is Small World. They'll kind of say your name at the end. Or no, won't it have your name on a... I haven't been on the attraction.
On a display, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been there on that one. But do you remember the E.T. ride at Universal?
Right.
It kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, where E.T. would say your name at the end of the attraction. Yeah.
They asked your name, though, before you got on, right?
I knew there had to be some trick to it. Yeah.
But that reminds me of that, and I think that there's going to be a lot more coming out to make it like different attractions. They need to add more interactive stuff in the queues, maybe, that might have something to do with the Magic Bands. But I'm curious to try it. I just don't know.
Like you can be in the indie queue, and you can hear, "Don't pull on the rope, Lynn Barron of St. George, Utah. I've got a frightfully valuable artifact down here." You'll have
that. Would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. It's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, I had a frightfully valuable artifact down here, Lynn Barron. Anyway, so that'll be nice. But Laughing Place has some coverage of the Magic Band Plus, and if you want to, let me tell you where you can get them. You can get them at the World of Disney Spin Traders. There, you can get them at the Emporium, the Pioneer Mercantile, or the Tomorrow Landing. On the DCA side, you can get them at Elias & Company, Trolley Treats, Oswald's, and Seaside Souvenirs. And at the hotels, you can get them at Disney's Fantasia Shop, Mickey's in Paradise, and Acorn's Gifts and Goods. So if you don't want to buy them online, you can get them there.
I imagine every store basically will have these eventually.
Probably. They'll probably, they'll probably allow the sweepers to sell them from their pouches. It's kind of like Disney dollars, right? I mean, it's kind of like Disney, Disney can print money with these things. It's like, because they can have different designs, people will buy them even if they don't have much use for them.
Yeah, I know people that are buying like 2 or 3 just because they like the designs, like something to collect. I'm like, wow, that's kind of an expensive collection. But I get it. I saw a couple that I really thought were neat, and if I were to get one, I think I'd have to choose between three of them, that I saw that I liked. But um, I don't know. I'm excited about it, and I'm a little weary. But we'll, you know.
Yeah. They have, MyChat.com has coverage of the Magic Bands. Dusty Sage has everything you need to know about Disneyland Magic Band Plus. So, again, at the sweepspot.com, we'll have our show notes where you can just click through and read all of that. Here's something that sounds like a lot of fun. Laughingplace.com reported on this. It's Disneyland Resort cast carries on the tradition of cast member exclusive annual Halloween scare maze. So there's a cast exclusive Halloween event which was hosted after hours at DCA, and the event had scare zones, mazes, and took over Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. And now, according to this, the fictional town of Ravenswood served as an eerie setting for this year's cast Halloween scare maze. This is an after-hours event hosted by cast members and has marked its 12th year. So this year's theme was Ravenswood's Dawning of the Dusk, a celebration of peace and harmony between the witches of the Twilight Aether. Those who entered the town found themselves in the middle of a battle between the witches and the Eternal Vanguard, who wished to recruit visitors in the effort to uproot foes from the town. Cast members from around the resort were invited to attend on October 12th, which included a carnival with food, games, booths, and it's all hosted by the resort's business employee resource groups. So, they don't have the holiday parties anymore, but they have this.
Right.
So, which makes sense that it's not as busy a time. It's still busy, but not as busy.
Yeah.
Dusty Sage at MyChat.com had a Disneyland update from October 12th called Theme Park Magic Comes at a Price. And as he starts out, he says, it's a big day for Disneyland news. Magic bands will start showing up on property this week. Prices have gone up on everything from tickets to genie and merchandise. And while we still have a couple of weeks of Halloween left to enjoy, the first Christmas decorations have shown up in the parks, and there's holiday merchandise in the stores. And of course, the backdrop to all of this is an increase in crowd sizes that sure does feel like Disney has increased park capacity limits. We'll take a look at all of that, plus the latest construction and refurbishment information, park photos, and news. So those are always really extensive updates if you want to click through and see those. Natalie Kipper also had a merchandise update. It was merchandise price increases at the Disneyland Resort. So I know that's a big shocker, but the merchandise prices have increased in a lot of different merchandise items there.
Yeah.
But if you are interested in the merchandise, there is MyChat.com does have an updated Disneyland holiday merchandise guide maintained by Natalie Kipper. So if you want to check that out. And another general update from Dusty Sage was Disneyland update from October 24th. It was Crowd Flux, Holidays Collide, and Blues 2. So if you're interested in reading up on that and seeing what the latest is as far as what MyChat has documented, you can do that. Did you have any comment on any of those stories, Lynn?
No, but this is the season where things really start picking up. We have a little bit of a down in between the Halloween. I think the last Oogie Boogie party is on Halloween night, and then there won't be the holidays kickoff. With all their all the Christmas, everything, holiday stuff, November 11th. So
Yeah, that's the
in
big
between
launch.
that, you might have a little bit of a slower period, not slow, but
Right,
um,
right.
but I think that once that kicks off the 11th, then I think it's it's all on.
Be into
So
high gear, yeah.
yeah,
So what do we have as far as attraction downtimes?
we have the usuals. We have It's a Small World is down right now, but it returns, like I said, on November 11th. Um, Tarzan's Treehouse, no return date. Um, Monsters Inc. Is November 1st. It closes, and it will reopen the 18th. And Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, November 1st to the 11th. And here's another small refurb for Indiana Jones. From November 14th to the 17th, so just a couple days there. I think that rather than them closing it for a long period of time, hopefully they're trying to make these repairs on these small times. I don't know.
They're really trying to avoid a long downtime on that, aren't they?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people suspect maybe after Minnie's Runaway Train opens in January that maybe that would be a good time for Indy to close because you have another ticket, big attraction opening in the park. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
That's all I have though.
Okay, well, and I would imagine Redwood Creek Challenge Trail is going down because they're probably taking out some of the Oogie Boogie stuff and the Halloween stuff and maybe getting ready for the holidays. But
yeah,
it's continues to be shifting timelines and all kinds of new details and new ways of doing things, and the way that you can keep up with those is you let someone else do it for you. Plan your next Disney getaway vacation with Concierge. They're our magical vacation planning partners. Lynn's so humble that I'm going to tell you should check out Concierge. That is CONCIEARS.com, like concierge and mouse ears put together. So if you're planning a Disney getaway vacation, whether that's what they specialize in. So whether you want to go to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, Disney's Aulani in Hawaii, Adventures by Disney, or Disney Cruise Line, if you book with Concierge, it just takes a lot of the stress out of planning this, and they can get you some reservations. They can tell you what's new. They're with you every step of the way, and it doesn't add any cost to your trip. So to me, it's a no-brainer. And we like them so much that Lynn's working with them. So go to Concierge, CONCIEARS.com. When you book a vacation package with them, a package meaning like a week on the cruise, or you book a theme park tickets and hotel stay, a package like that, and you tell them that the Sweep Spot sent you, and if it's Lynn, he'll just ignore you. But just kidding. But if you tell him that the Sweep Spot sent you when you do that booking, then you get a special gift. And I think Lynn should tell us a little bit more about how things are going with Concierge, because it's more than just our vacation planning partners. This is something that we like to refer our listeners to just because it's going to help them out a lot.
Yeah, so when I started working with them, I did it because I really value what they do, and I wanted to be a part of it, and I like planning things, and especially Disney trips. So I thought I should do this. So I've been doing it for a little while now, and getting some experience in there. So it's good. But I did want to also say that I'll give you an example of something that happened last week. So there was another agent, someone that works with us that couldn't be available while a client was on vacation, because they kind of like us to be available while our clients are on vacation in case during the vacation, the client wants to text us or email us about something, maybe a problem or a question or something. And that's one of the things that I don't think a lot of other travel agencies do. You know, they book it and they say have a good time, when we're there, like Ken had said, along the whole way. So what had happened was this other agent was not available, and I told him I would be available if they needed help. And they did end up calling me, and their scooter that was their personal scooter had broken down, and they didn't know what was wrong with it, and so they decided just to donate it to Disneyland, and they needed a new scooter, and they needed it because they were staying off property. And the Disneyland scooters you can rent while you're in the 2 parks, but you can't take it to your hotel. And they needed that, so I got on the phone and I called a scooter company and had it sent to their hotel within. It was really quick. It was they thanked me. They had it within like 45 minutes. So at their hotel. So we kind of do those things. We also can reserve dining for you if you don't want to wake up at 4 in the morning and try to get that Blue Bayou reservation. I will be up at 4 in the morning for you, and we'll get that. So yeah, just kind of give you an example of some of the extra things that we do that maybe not every other company does. So anyways, just yeah, you can request me if you want, or it doesn't matter. But we want to definitely send you, if you're thinking of a Disney vacation, or let me say this, Universal. We also book Universal, so Orlando or Hollywood. So yeah.
Wow. So I mean, I send my own mother to concierge, as I've said before, and she's probably going to take another trip. I told her, you got to go with concierge, Oh,
yeah. So
she liked her experience. And, so thank you to concierge for their support for the podcast. If you go to our website, you can just see all the information about our books. There's 2 volumes. They're both called Cleaning the Kingdom. What we would like also, if you could, is, if you listen to us, if you have a favorite service where you listen to us, write a review at that service of the podcast, and if you could do it at Apple Podcasts too, that would be really, really helpful to leave a review of the podcast. That really helps us out. It helps other people find us. Spread the word. Tell people we're here. We like I said last week, we had Nathan Ike. And I believe our next episode will be with a Disneyland musician, correct, Lynn?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so because our episodes are coming out weekly here, so that you can have your weekly dose of the Sweet Spot, which we know is what gets you through your week. But we'll have a Disneyland musician named Kurt Curtis on the next episode.
That's right.
So yeah, we'll do these current events updates every 2 weeks, and those topical episodes the other weeks. And thank you so much for your support and listening to the show. Join our Patreon so you can join our current events chats that we do once a month, and you get bonus content. Get our merchandise you can find on our website. That's another way to help out the podcast. We have expenses, but your help will help defray some of those costs of providing this podcast. And thank you for all your support and for spreading the word and letting people know where they can find us.
Great. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk with you next time.